Hi everyone, welcome to Slots and Sprues. So this is talking about the notorious, infamous Scalextric connectivity issues that everyone has. Now I'm new back, as I say, new back to the hobby. Many years out of it. I've come back probably end of last year. Really got back into it beginning of this year, along with my plastic model building. So I'm building this track. It's gone through many iterations. I keep swapping it and changing it like we all do. I did have it inlet into the 9mm MDF, but obviously that restricts you in what you can do to a certain extent. And if you change it, like I've done twice, that then makes that MDF inlay redundant. This doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So, you know, and I'm currently slowly trying to build out the scenery in my track. For me, it's not about the racing. For me, it's about collecting the cars and building the track and, you know, the scenery. The Arc Pro that I use, I really love, so I can race against two cars, which is enough for my small track. You know, I ain't got a big track, so it works really well. It works really well. I can have some good fun. However, it does get really frustrating. I mean, last weekend I spent all day Saturday trying to sort things out, and it was just driving me up the wall. Every time the track just moved even a millimetre, it would stop, and the track would move. It would stop this end of the track, but it was somewhere way down the line that was causing the problem. So I didn't really want to. So I fixed it in with some little screw doweling things I had, and it kind of solved the problem. But then again, if I want to do anything and I move it, I have to put it in that exact same position. So I've tried to do many solutions. Obviously, I do crimp the connectors down properly, and I make sure that they're in the right position and all the rest of it. Blah 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 blah. The pit lane section, for the whole pit lane where you got them half straight and everything else, when I installed them, I think I've mentioned it in a video before, they're all different heights, for God's sake. You know, the half tracks were higher. It was just ridiculous. It looked like the road had collapsed in like a sinkhole. So I ended up putting them flat on here and hot gluing them down the middle so they stay the same fucking height. It was really annoying, really annoying. And obviously the tracks you got with the crossovers and anything electronic in them, they got the bit underneath to protect them, and it makes them slightly higher than all the other bits of track. So there's a lot of things that Scalextric could do with this track, you know, to just add a couple of mil on all the track bottoms, just so that little thing doesn't affect it. Or give us some clips to clip the bloody stuff together. I don't know. I think Carrera, I've got special clips. I don't know. I don't use Carrera, and I've not used Carrera, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so it's been really frustrating and it's just annoying. And you could go round. I could go round and do 5 laps, and then all of a sudden it just stop. So obviously the slight movement from the car moving the track going round is causing enough to get that disconnection, and it's just really frustrating. So I've been looking at various ideas, and I see a post somewhere and someone said about copper wire, and it just, a light bulb just went ding. So I'm not going to copper tape it because my track is permanent, but it's semi-permanent. So I do take it apart from now and again, because obviously I've got the corners to do, so it's going to come apart. I've got a pretend suspension bridge in at the moment, which is going to be turned into something else, but at the minute it works well as a suspension bridge kind of affair. So I've got a kind of semi-permanent track. So if I put copper tape around it, it's going to just, no, it's not going to stay on all the time because I have to peel it off. And then I do run magnets because I've only got a small circuit, and I'm not going to take the magnets out because I'm not, you know, I'm not that hardcore that I want to start you know, driving around without magnets. It may, you know, that's a different story. It may be better without magnets and weight. I don't know. I know. I watch all the videos, so. But it's a small track, and like I say, I'm not really fussed in bombing around at, you know, breakneck speeds and all the rest of it. So I just googled it, and someone mentioned they put tinfoil in their track. They use tinfoil, and I'm like, where did they put tinfoil then? So I thought they must have put it in the connectors when they joined them together, but obviously I think I've been getting that wrong. So I think they run it down the side, and I see a post, and it mentioned in the gap between the track and the rails on the outside, there's a tiny little gap. And this post mentioned, I can't remember where it was now, this post mentioned to use, it might have been on Slot Forum, maybe, I was on Slot Forum or something like that, to use 0.6mm copper wire. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And put it in the gap on joins. So I bought some off Amazon. I've just fixed another bit of my track. Again, it's the bridge bit, and the car went round for 5. I've been racing all day, not a problem, and I've just put the car back on it, and it went round 5 laps and stopped. I just nudged the track a little bit, and it went. So it's 100% the connector, and it's just flipping. It's so weird because you're moving it you're not moving it a lot. You can just, even the pressure applied to the track will make it work. So I probably will get better copper wire than this. I don't know if it's if there's any various grades of copper wire. I'm sure there is. I think there's an AWG, I think, for copper, because I work in networks, and there's different Ethernet cable qualities, and the thicker the cable, the more data it can transfer or more reliably. So I don't know if this is decent copper, but I want to get some. I got some off Amazon. It's like £4, I think, and it's this jewellery copper, but it's 0.6mm. So it's really thin. Because I've got household electrical wiring wire, and that's way too thick. And if you pull apart like a plug socket wire, it's multiple strands, and it doesn't really work. I did use it to try the theory out, and the theory worked, so that's why when I bought this. Now you grab this stuff, you grab something to, I've been using this because it's quite thin. It's probably a little bit too thick, if I'm honest, to push it in. I'm gonna do a join in a minute just to show you what I mean. I've been using that, and obviously you cut it with your cutters, whatever you got. And the only one problem I've had is sometimes putting the copper in on the outside, it squeezes the little where your slot goes in. So then I get a big screwdriver and I just wangle it and just open that up again so the car can go around. So let me swap the camera around, and let's have a little quick show you. I'll show you the section that was just giving me problems, that I've just put some cable, some of this wiring, and it's sorted it. So give me a sec. Right, so let's see if see if this works and doesn't prove me like to be an idiot. So this section here, the car was stopping all the time, and all it took was, you know, that amount of movement on that. I don't know if you can even see that on camera, to make it work. So let me try and do this without crashing the car. So I'm going to send the car off. And you can always tell when your track's nice because your car sounds better, don't they? So there it goes, it's no problem. So now I can wiggle this. And it drives lovely. And it was stopping. It was stopping here. Well, it wasn't stopping here. It was stopping right over in this far corner over here, which is really odd. So I put some copper in the joins here, and it sorted it out lovely. Right, so let me see if I can show you what to do. When you can do this without turning it off because you're not touching all the rails. But as a matter of caution, because every time I do it I get a shock and it's quite worrying. I turn the power off. So let me come back, see if I can position the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so I think you can see that join now. Here's the copper wire. No. Don't need much, just a little bit like that, and I'll grab it. And it's got quite a big, some of them have got quite a big gap, so you just place it in the gap, and then you just, so it's hard to see because it's quite dark, so, and then you just poke it in there, and that's it. Another bit. Again, this gap's a bit tight, so you just poke your whatever you're going to use, put it in there, and then push it down. You can't even see it. And if you find that this has come a bit too much together, you just grab your massive great big screwdriver, give it gentle. You don't want to push it too much because it will lift the track. Just give it a gentle push, side to side, and then voila, connectivity sorted. I've done that quite a bit on a lot of the track so far. The only thing you've got to be careful sometimes is it does, if it's not completely in, it will pop up, but just go around and pop it back. And the beauty of this is, if I pull this apart, that little bit of copper will come out, and I can put it back in again. It's not permanent, you know, it's not like a tape or anything else. So yeah, I think it's a really, whether this is the correct wire or not, I don't know. If I can get to B&Q or somewhere like that, and see if I can get some 6mm, maybe better grade, so the connectivity is better. But as I say, it's worked absolutely brilliantly. I've been racing today. I raced all today, and then come in here and it stopped. Just done that little section up there, like I said, worked fine. Because I do, like the mountains in the corner over there that I'm trying to rebuild, I will just move the track slightly to get that stuff in and out. And every time I did that, it would that's just falling off. Well done. It would, see, like that. If I wanted to get in there, I'd have to move this slightly, and it would the track would stop working. So it's currently turned off at the moment. So anyway, this is my little fake suspension bridge, which I do kind of like. So if I can incorporate that somewhere properly, I'm going to do that. My little homemade stanchion things that I've got. I don't quite work over there. Well, I do work. It's just it's teething issues anyway. So the track's pretty solid. You know, if it does move a bit or expands and contracts because of the summer, the heat and the cold, I'm hoping these little bits of copper. I was having major problems around here, major problems around this bit. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Every time it just stopped. So I've coppered all that round now, all up here. This section here is now virtually all been coppered up to here. Nothing's been done around there. I think I don't know if I've done a couple of bits up here for testing. Nothing's been done under this under section, and it all works fine. And what you can also tell, if you can run your car around at like a minimum speed, and you can notice at some spots where it will just and that's where I sort of tried to put in a few bits and pieces as well. So hopefully put in the comments if you think this is a useful, I think it's a really good tip, and you can't see it, and it works really well, and it's not permanent, and you can reuse them. You could if the track was permanent and I've finished, or when I've finished and when however many years that is, I would consider running single strands as long as I could possibly make in the around, just to improve that connectivity. But you know, that's a long way off, because I'm a long way off finishing this. I feel like I'm drunk now finishing this, if I ever do. But if this helps anyone, or you know, if I'm just teaching it to suck eggs, then by all means make a note in the comments, tell me. But if this helps you, or you think it's a good idea, or if it's a bad idea for whatever reason, I don't know, just let me know in the comments, please. I think it's a good idea, but I can be told otherwise. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope it's helped.